The back of my truck is an absolute frickin' mess. I have to get organized. Okay, let's get to work. Alright, so any of these little clips that are left behind, I'm gonna go ahead and pop them out and then put them back into the panel. And also this whole panel was being held in place by this hook in this hole at the very end. So now, everything's off. So I'm gonna pull the other side. Only difference is that I'm gonna deal with this cigarette lighter and of course this little storage compartment. I've got a bunch of crap in there. Alright, so we've got one hardware pack per side. So to start with, we've got these rivnuts, and I have a 3/8 inch drill bit. I'm going to drill out the holes in order to accommodate these rivnuts, because right now they don't fit all the way. We're going to have 2 in the bottom. Perfect. And 2 on the top. Alright, so I just put my 1/4-20 head onto my rivnut gun, and there's the rivnut, and yeah, let's get to work. I just like to do it twice, and I'm not very strong, so I put my knee, press my knee against it. Actually, might be all we got. Okay. There we go. Alright, it got a little dark and a little windy and the video quality got really poor, so I'm picking up this recording another day. So, where I left y'all off, I had just put the nut skirts here into the vehicle body, and those used to be holes for those little clips that went onto the door panels. So, obviously they're not going to be able to fit those clips anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those clips from the panel, and actually what's going to go here are larger spacers. So, this is going to be holding on the lower portion of our panel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and remove those little clips and actually keep them because I'm missing some somewhere else. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that as a guide to drill my pilot hole for where these little spacers are going to go. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and reinstall my panel and get those little spacers installed, and then I'm actually going to test fit the panel because we've got to drill holes in the panel and figure out where these upper mounting brackets are gonna go. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this, and you can see I've been using my truck, so not only do I have my toolbox in here, which is limiting my space, but we have this fire truck going by, which is cramping my style, and I also have some cylinder heads in here. Goodness, so loud. We've just we got a little lack of space going on. Whoops. It's hard to make a video in here because it's so dark. The tint is so extreme. But this is Texas, y'all, okay? So it gets hot and sunny. So we like our tint really dark. I am actually not sure if this tint is legal, but all right, getting this back into place. And the first thing I'm doing is finding that weird little center portion, and it's like this little arm, putting it in the hole like I just did. And I don't have all of my little trim clips back in, but I have most of them back in because I do really want this to be like in place so that when I figure out where those brackets are gonna go and I drill those pilot holes, they're gonna be accurate. And they're all, like everyone's gonna line up, so. Now, gonna grab my spacers, my hardware, and my panel. And before I put my panel in place, I'm going to install those little brackets on here so they're already lined up and ready to go. And I'll be able to just like, you know, quickly make my marks on the plastic above. And we're gonna do that. Here we have a little bracket, this small bolt, these 2 washers, and this small nut. Just got one of the smaller bolts with a washer, and I'm placing it in this top large hole here, and then got my nut. I'm just putting this on, you know, pretty loosely so that I'll be able to sort of figure out exactly where I want it. And got my other one, nice little nylock nut there, which means I'm gonna have to grab some tools. And these are both 7/16. I said I'm not tightening them up a ton. I just want to be able to, like, you know, move them around still, but also have them like somewhat stay in place for the sake of measuring. Now comes the fun part if you're just one person, and that is installing the panel on there. So I'm gonna get my large screw ready with my large washer, and on the opposite side is going to be this guy. Making sure I've got a straight line right to my rivnut. Actually, both of these look pretty good, so I'm feeling confident about that. This is definitely going to be tricky. So we're gonna be putting one in this hole, and then we're gonna have a washer on the back side of it as well. I wish there was a better way for me to do this, but I am flying solo here, so that's it. That's a miracle. Wow, okay, little miracle there. I'm not gonna tighten that one too much though, because obviously I've got to get the other one set. So I've got this back one in this hole, and as it's angled down, I'm gonna feed that washer on. Hold it in place, thread it through the spacer. Using my other hand to hold up the panel so that there's like really no weight on it. And I think, if I got it screwed in there, that's crazy. All right, okay, so maybe I'm just making a big deal out of it and it's really not that hard. I guess I shouldn't complain before I actually do. See, now I've got some wiggle room to slide it back and forth. So I'm just gonna figure out exactly where I want it. Now I do still use this portion here, not for that shade that slides across, but I actually have a little bracket that holds my toolbox into place from sliding around. So I'm gonna set mine back a little bit further, but you've got, yeah, a lot of wiggle room here. So I like how they give that option. So, you know, and then you can just drill these holes for the upper brackets wherever you want. So I'm gonna put this as far back as possible and then tighten, only just so I can take this back out in a second. But right now it's gonna be my template for my upper holes. Okay, so that's reasonably tight. I feel it bottoming out. Now you can see here that these brackets are actually touching the window. Oh, so you want to be careful. And I'm gonna want to space this out nicely so that it's not obviously touching the window, and also so that I have room to be able to get my fingers back there and mess around with whatever I'm going to be mounting to this thing. You can see I already pre-mounted a couple things that I thought would be difficult to mount on there afterwards. I can't just like pull it and give myself like 2 inches of clearance back here. It's gonna be more like maybe only ½ an inch at the top, but that is a-okay. So now that I know where these are gonna go and I'm happy with them, I'm gonna take this back down, I'm gonna pull the panel back off, and then I'm gonna drill a couple holes and install my rivnuts up there so that they can accept my new hardware and the spacers that are gonna go there as well. So I'm gonna put my rivnuts in there first though before I widen these holes to accept the spacers, because I just wanna make sure that I make as small a footprint, as small a hole in my panels as possible, even though they clearly are not the prettiest. This is clearly a work truck, thankfully. This thing is beat to heck. So it makes it a little less intimidating for me to drill a whole bunch of holes in it. It'd be a lot harder if it was a brand new vehicle. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this down. Okay, so the time has come to commit when I drilled through the plastic You can see I've got 2 little marks here for where I actually drilled through too, so I know now where I've got to put my riv nuts. So I'm gonna drill these out to a 3/8 inch hole to accept my little riv nuts. So I'm gonna do it in increments. I've got a smaller drill bit to make it easier to drill through first, and then I've got my larger drill bit, and then I'll go at it with my riv nut gun. So here goes, here goes. Now, you also want to be careful. You can put tape so that you don't accidentally drill into your roof or anything like that, or you can put some hose there. Beautiful. Nice. All right, so now I've got my pilot hole. I'm going to grab my 3/8 inch drill bit. And I didn't obviously put a hose on this one. You probably already know, for those of you who've drilled before. Not trying to talk down you or anything, but you probably already know, sorry WD-40, that I'm not putting a ton of pressure on this because I'm just widening the hole. So I know exactly when to sort of release the pressure there. So obviously I didn't go through. Oh, still want to quick clean. Whoa, do you see that? Is that showing up on? Whoa. All right, that has like a weird effect on my eyes. Ugh, squeeze. Oh yeah, that's good, okay. Oh, it's harder than it looks, people, okay? It's a little easier, that one was a little easier. Okay. All right, I feel good about those. Okay, so now I actually get to put the panel on once more for the last time. Also, while I had this off, I was able to diagnose why my cigarette lighter didn't work back here. Obviously, I mean, I don't use it for the cigarette lighter part, but I use it as a spare outlet. And I also was able to fix my rear washer squirter, so it was just like, all right, a massive win. So I'm gonna get this put away, and I'm gonna get that panel put back on. Gonna make sure that fits. Get this through. Got our other washer. Started. Okay, so now that I've got these 2 bottom ones started, I'm just gonna leave them super loose. So now I'm gonna get these upper ones into place, and these are gonna be a lot harder. I made these upper ones much tighter tolerance there, so that they were able to hold that spacer into place to make it a little bit easier for me to get them in. You know, it's hard to hold that in place and then move this, so a little bit of patience involved here. Got both of these started now too. Go ahead and tighten this one a little bit, and then it's just a matter of sort of tightening them all up together. And then we are installed. But I'm obviously gonna do these top brackets first. They're just big enough that you can easily fit that 7/16 wrench in there. All right, now I've just got a couple of these little pieces to put back, and the upper and lower panel, and we'll be grooving. But there is the panel installed. Of course, in the dark right now, and the weird bright light that I have going on, you can't really see how cool it looks, but it is bright, sparkly purple. It's beautiful. And this is broken, but it's fine. What you gonna do? It kind of stays for the most part. a lot of steps. At least it seems like a lot of steps when I'm making the video, but I will tell you, like, I'm so close to getting this other panel in, and this is actually such a fun and easy job. I think all in all, I mean, like, filming it always, of course, makes the job take a little bit longer. But if I was just rallying on this, I'd say like an hour or two, like maximum, if you're just like focused on getting it done. Like, it's super simple, straightforward, easy, fun, even like relaxing job. So. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, awesome. I'm glad my time was worth your time. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Hebe has the weirdest feet. Oh. Helen, we can't see Hebe's feet right now. Move. Hi. Hello. 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 Helen is a bully, so we put jingle bells on her feet. Where are they? Thinking they would embarrass her. They do not embarrass her at all. Do they, Helen? No. No. Agatha's a bully too. Hi. Hard to believe because she's so cute. Let's see your feet. Let's see your feet, Hebe. Those are weird feet. Wow. Hi. Hi, Clemme. Hi. Look how friendly they are. They just want to be with.